Over the past year, I've watched traders rush to use AI tools, and most of them are doing it completely wrong. They treat ChatGPT like a magic 8-ball for market predictions, asking it for the next big move, the next breakout, the next miracle trade. And when it gives them a confident-sounding answer, they act on it, only to watch the market do the opposite. What they don't realize is that AI isn't meant to predict the market. It's meant to enhance the way you think about it. Because trading has never been about prediction. It's always been about preparation, structure, and speed of insight. And that's where AI changes the entire game. You see, we're standing at the edge of a technological divide. On one side are the traders still trying to outguess central banks with news headlines and lagging indicators. On the other are the professionals quietly building AI-assisted workflows, research systems that process macro data, sentiment, and risk faster than any human could. That second group, they're the ones pulling ahead, and that's exactly why I created the AI Trading Masterclass, to show serious traders how to use AI properly. Not to gamble with forecasts, but to think faster, research deeper, and execute with more conviction than ever before. Now, if you've been trading for a while, you've probably felt the grind. The constant flood of data, reports, opinions, and price noise. Every tweet, every CPI print, every central bank headline. It all piles up until you're reacting instead of reasoning. The irony is, AI was built to solve that problem. But because most traders don't know how to communicate with it, they end up generating noise instead of clarity. That's what this session is about, understanding how to make AI think like a professional analyst on your behalf. By the end of this webinar, you'll know exactly how traders are using tools like ChatGPT to research markets, generate ideas, analyze sentiment, and structure decisions with surgical precision. Let's be clear. AI won't replace traders. It will replace traders who refuse to use it intelligently. When I first started experimenting with AI, I realized something profound. It wasn't about asking better questions. It was about structuring better thoughts. If you feed the right logic, the model becomes a mirror of your reasoning. If you feed it fluff, it gives you fluff back. That's why prompt engineering isn't about clever wording. It's about disciplined thinking. And that's where the professional advantage begins. Imagine this. You're preparing for the Bank of England decision tomorrow. Instead of scrolling through news or rereading the same Reuters article everyone else has, you ask AI to extract and compare every statement the bank has made on inflation over the past 3 meetings, map it against core CPI and labor market data. Then summarize the directional bias in 1 sentence. In 10 seconds, you have the insight that most traders will take hours to find, and even longer to interpret. That's the edge we're talking about. Not magic, not prediction, just speed, structure, and clarity, multiplied by artificial intelligence. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Sachin, I already use ChatGPT. I ask it about Euro-US dollar, and it gives me analysis. The problem is that's not your analysis. That's recycled data, generic surface-level commentary you could find on any blog. Professionals don't use AI to read the market for them. They use it to reason with them. It's a co-pilot, not a shortcut. And that shift in mindset, from using AI as a toy to using AI as a thinking partner, is the most important transition you'll ever make as a trader. Because think about what professional trading really is. It's information asymmetry. Whoever processes more accurate information faster wins. That's what hedge funds pay millions for. Data pipelines, quant feeds, research assistants. You now have access to that same level of reasoning power sitting right in front of you for the cost of a coffee a day. The only question is whether you know how to use it properly. This webinar will show you how. We'll break down how AI interprets macroeconomic data, how it evaluates sentiment, how it constructs probabilistic scenarios, and how it can even help you refine your psychology, journaling, reflection, emotional control, all through language. Because when you learn to communicate with AI, you're actually training yourself to communicate better with your own mind. And that's where the transformation begins. Before we dive in, let's establish one truth. The future of trading isn't about algorithms replacing humans. It's about humans augmented by algorithms. The trader who can combine intuition with AI-driven logic will always outperform both the pure quant and the pure discretionary trader. That's the new hybrid model, and it's already happening at institutional desks across London, New York, and Singapore. Now, you might not have a research team, a data scientist, or an in-house quant, but you do have something more powerful: access to the same AI language models they use to parse thousands of reports, summarize patterns, and identify anomalies. You just need to know how to prompt it like a professional. In the next section, I'll show you exactly how that works. The difference between a retail-level prompt that gives you fluff and a professional-level prompt that delivers real, actionable insight. But first, I want you to remember this. AI is not about automation. It's about augmentation. If you try to let it trade for you, you'll fail. If you use it to think faster, question better, and stay disciplined, you'll evolve. That's the line that separates amateurs from professionals in the new AI era. So as we move forward, keep one idea in mind. The future doesn't belong to traders who can predict. It belongs to traders who can adapt. Because adaptation is intelligence, and intelligence is the new edge. So let's get into it. The real mechanics of how AI can transform the way you trade. Because theory is interesting, but application is everything. Let's start where most traders get lost. Research. Every trading idea begins with research, but the problem is information overload. 1 minute you're reading the European Central Bank minutes, then you're buried in Fed speeches, then you're scrolling through Twitter because someone posted a chart that looks convincing. You end up with data but no direction. Now imagine using AI to condense that chaos into clarity. You can feed it 10 central bank statements, 20 macro reports, and ask, summarize the tone on inflation, policy bias, and growth outlook across all major banks, and rank them hawkish to dovish. In seconds, you've got a heat map of global monetary stance. That's your macro landscape, the terrain on which every trade is built. Professionals use this daily. It's not glamorous, it's structural. They're not looking for tips, they're building context. Artificial intelligence doesn't replace judgment, it builds the foundation for it. Next comes fundamental interpretation. Suppose US CPI prints higher than expected. Instead of guessing what that means, you can ask AI to cross-reference past instances where inflation spiked after a dovish FOMC, identify how yields and US dollar reacted, and summarize the most probable directional bias within a short-term horizon. You're effectively asking it to simulate the reasoning of a macro analyst with a decade of data memory, and it will do it instantly. But the real power is in refinement. Because you can iterate. You can say, narrow that to the 2021-2024 period, exclude energy volatility, and adjust for labor market resilience. That level of specificity turns ChatGPT from a chatbot into an analytical partner. Let's move to sentiment. Sentiment is messy. Headlines, social feeds, risk appetite, yield spreads. Artificial intelligence thrives here because it can read tone faster than any human. You can instruct it to extract sentiment from 20 market updates, label each as risk on, risk off, or neutral, and then explain which asset classes confirm or contradict that mood. Suddenly, you've built a sentiment matrix, something most traders never quantify. You can go further. Analyze how risk sentiment shifted between the Asia and London sessions based on news tone. Now you're seeing intraday behavioral change through data, not emotion. AI also shines in scenario generation. Let's say you're evaluating Euro-US dollar ahead of the European Central Bank meeting. You can prompt, generate 3 plausible scenarios for tomorrow's Euro-US dollar reaction: hawkish surprise, neutral hold, dovish pivot, and list likely catalysts and risk factors under each. In seconds, you have structured foresight. This isn't prediction, it's preparation. You've pre-imagined the market's possible paths, so whatever happens, you already know how to respond. That's what professional trading really is: preparation meeting execution. And AI gives you the mental rehearsal before price ever moves. Now let's talk risk management. This is where AI moves from being a research tool to a behavioral mirror. You can feed it your last 10 trades and ask, what patterns do you see in my stop placement, reward to risk ratios, and emotional language in the notes? It will identify your blind spots faster than your mentor ever could. It can literally show you that you widen stops when trading against your bias, or that you over-leverage after a win. That's psychology quantified. I've had traders use AI to build daily risk checklists. Everything from, have I defined the catalyst, to, is this trade data-driven or emotional? They paste it into ChatGPT each morning, answer honestly, and get a reflection before placing a single trade. That's professional discipline turned into a system. And it doesn't stop there. Artificial intelligence can assist in journaling and performance tracking. You paste your trade logs, notes, and outcomes, and instruct it to produce weekly performance reviews. It can highlight consistency trends, track adherence to strategy, and even assign qualitative grades like discipline A-, patience B+. Over time, it becomes your trading coach, impartial, data-driven, always available. Let's move into prompt precision, because this is the heart of mastery. The way you phrase a request determines the quality of insight. A retail trader might say, analyze gold. A professional says, analyze XAU/US dollar, macro drivers based on real yields, DXY trend, and risk sentiment in the past 24 hours. Summarize directional bias and confidence level. The first gets fluff. The second gets depth. Prompting is an art of structured reasoning. When you learn it, you're not just training AI, you're retraining your own cognition. You start thinking like an analyst, objective, layered, contextual. Now, AI doesn't just handle fundamentals. You can use it for technical confirmation too, not to draw charts but to interpret them logically. Upload your chart, describe price structure, and ask, identify potential areas of liquidity, psychological levels, and where retail positioning may be trapped. It'll give you the narrative behind the pattern, the story the chart is telling. That's what professional traders interpret instinctively. Now AI can articulate it for you. Another underused application is cross-market correlation. You can ask, which major FX pairs show inverse correlation with the S&P 500 over the last 90 days, and what macro factors explain it? It can map relationships between asset classes faster than any spreadsheet ever could. That's multi-asset awareness, essential for big-picture trading. And here's where it gets powerful. You can integrate all of this into a daily workflow. Every morning, you run a macro summary prompt, a sentiment map, a correlation scan, and a self-review. That's your AI-powered morning meeting. Same process institutional desks run, except yours takes 5 minutes and costs nothing. This is how the modern professional trader operates. They don't chase signals, they architect information. Artificial intelligence becomes their command center, filtering noise, structuring logic, guiding attention. But there's another level most traders miss, the reflective side. Artificial intelligence can help you master not only analysis but mindset. You can have conversations with it about fear, hesitation, or revenge trading. Ask it to analyze your tone over multiple journal entries. What emotions dominate before my losing trades? It will find linguistic patterns showing that self-doubt or overconfidence precedes errors. Once you see that pattern, you can fix it. That's what separates the professional: awareness. Artificial intelligence gives you data-driven awareness, measurable, repeatable, objective. And this brings us to strategy evolution. You can design frameworks with AI, not indicators, but logic trees. For instance, if CPI trend target and unemployment threshold, tightening bias, long US dollar. You can test reasoning across history and ask, under which conditions did this logic fail? You're literally running philosophical backtests, teaching your strategy to think. The traders who adopt this now are shaping the future desk culture. Because in the next few years, every professional team will have an AI analyst sitting beside them, not in a suit, but in code. If you don't learn to speak its language, you'll be replaced by someone who can. Let's summarize where we are. You've seen how AI can structure research faster than any analyst, quantify sentiment across markets, generate realistic trading scenarios, improve risk management and journaling, enhance emotional control and strategic reasoning. Each of these represents one pillar of the AI trading masterclass. Across 24 modules, we go deep into every workflow, from macro data analysis to building daily AI dashboards, from prompt templates to ethical usage. But we'll talk about that later. For now, remember, AI isn't a gadget, it's a mindset shift. You're no longer just reacting to markets, you're conversing with them through logic and language. Once you integrate this into your routine, something changes. Trading stops feeling like guesswork and starts feeling like orchestration. You're not chasing the market, you're conducting it. And the moment you feel that shift, you realize why this era belongs to those who master both human intuition and artificial intelligence. So now you've seen it. The real edge isn't in predicting price. It's in processing information faster, cleaner, and more intelligently than the crowd. And that's what artificial intelligence makes possible. When I first started integrating AI into my trading workflow, I didn't realize how much it would change my perspective. Suddenly, the noise made sense. Every headline had context. Every macro shift had structure. I stopped reacting emotionally and started reasoning systematically. I could test an idea in minutes that used to take me hours. I could prepare 3 scenarios for a central bank meeting instead of one guess. I wasn't smarter, I was augmented. And that's exactly where the trading world is heading. Professionals are no longer defined by how much they know, but by how quickly they can interpret what they know. Artificial intelligence doesn't make average traders great. It makes structured traders unstoppable. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Owning an AI tool doesn't make you an AI-powered trader. Skill does, without the right framework. ChatGPT is just a chat box. With the right framework, it's a research analyst, strategist, and performance coach rolled into one. That's why I built the AI Trading Masterclass, to give traders that framework. It's not about teaching you to code or to build neural networks. It's about showing you how to think with AI. Inside the masterclass, we go step by step through 24 modules that take you from beginner to professional grade AI usage. You'll learn how to build prompts that think like analysts. You'll see how to interpret macro data, sentiment, and risk using conversational models. You'll learn to journal with AI, to analyze your own psychology, to refine strategy logic, and to construct daily AI-driven trading routines. It's the same process I use, the same one that institutions are quietly adopting right now. And once you experience it, you'll never look at research the same way again. You'll open your terminal in the morning with clarity, not confusion. You'll know how to build an AI assistant that gives you actionable insight in seconds. You'll be the trader who understands why markets move, not the one guessing where they might go. Think about how much time you spend trying to make sense of conflicting news or analyst opinions. Now imagine having an AI system that summarizes the tone of the Fed, quantifies risk sentiment, cross-checks commodity trends, and gives you a structured bias before London even opens. That's not fantasy. It's available right now. But to harness it, you need to learn to speak its language. And that's what the AI Trading Masterclass teaches you. This program isn't about shortcuts. It's about leverage, intellectual leverage. It gives you a process that compounds over time. The more you use it, the sharper your reasoning becomes. The AI learns your workflow. You learn its strengths. Together, you create consistency, the one thing every trader is chasing. Now, if you're serious about your development, this is the point where you take action. Because in every market cycle, there's a small window where early adopters build the edge that everyone else will chase later. We're in that window right now. The traders who integrate AI intelligently today will dominate the next decade. This isn't speculation. It's pattern recognition. Every technological shift in finance, from spreadsheets to online platforms to algorithmic execution, rewarded those who moved first and punished those who hesitated. AI is the next shift. It's not coming. It's here. And here's the beautiful part. The barrier to entry has never been lower. You don't need a research team. You don't need millions in data infrastructure. You just need the right guidance, a clear roadmap that turns AI from novelty into necessity. That's exactly what this masterclass delivers. When you enroll today, you get instant access to the full 24-module program, lifetime viewing, downloadable templates, and a complete set of professional prompts you can adapt to any market or strategy. You can go at your own pace, revisit modules as markets evolve, and build a personalized AI-assisted workflow that fits your style. You'll join thousands of traders across the world who've already begun this transition. Traders who are now analyzing macro data in minutes, managing risk with more discipline, and executing with clarity they never had before. Ask yourself this: 5 years from now, when AI-driven analysis is standard in every trading desk, will you be leading that evolution or catching up to it? Because the future won't wait. Markets are evolving faster than ever, and the gap between manual reasoning and AI-assisted reasoning widens by the day. If you've ever said to yourself, "I just need more structure, more confidence, more consistency," this is your opportunity. The AI Trading Masterclass gives you the tools to build that structure, sharpen that confidence, and anchor that consistency, all powered by the smartest assistant on earth. Trading has always rewarded those who adapt, who stay ahead of the curve, who learn before the crowd does. This is your moment to do exactly that. So here's what I want you to do next. Click the Enroll button below. Join the AI Trading Masterclass today. Log in, watch the first module, and within 15 minutes you'll see exactly how AI can rewire the way you think about markets. Don't wait for the next wave to confirm what you already know, that the traders of the future will be those who master artificial intelligence today. Join now, and let's build your edge together. Because the future of trading isn't human or machine. It's the human who knows how to command the machine. This is your moment. Take it. Enroll in the AI Trading Masterclass now and trade smarter, faster, and more strategically than ever before.